let me introduce myself. I'm Ganesh. I have 14.2 years of a corporate experience. Apart from my corporate experience, I do have 8 years of online training as well as a physical training experience. Okay. So my primary skill set is Tableau. From past 5 years, I am working with the Tableau, and prior to that, I used to work with one of the other reporting solution, okay, which is also a part of the reporting. Okay. So apart from my technical skill set, I have a strong domain knowledge in terms of banking and financial services and insurance and healthcare and in telecom sector. These are my dominant areas in terms of my domain skill set. Okay. And I have a strong experience in terms of data-wise as well as the full-fledged implementations-wise, which includes starting from the development to administration point of view. Okay. And coming to my overseas experience, till 2015 mid, I used to stay in California, where I used to work with one of the gigantic customers. But in 2015 onwards, I'm just back to India. So currently I'm working as an architect in one of the MNC in India. Okay. This is about my quick introduction, guys. Okay. Now, in the next 50 minutes of time, what are we going to discuss is, so we'll be seeing the highlights of Tableau, okay, and what it is consists inside of it, okay, and how it is going to be value added to your career. So let's discuss in that point of view, okay. So where I'm going to give you a bird's eye view on this Tableau now, okay. Yeah. Now, so firstly, let me start with a quotation that a good sketch is better than a long speech. Yes, guys. The reason because with the help of a Tableau, okay, where we can visualize the organizational data. Yes. For example, let's say that, guys, I can ask you in this way. Can any one of you identify the number, how many number of nines we have? Yes, you can identify. I'm not saying that it is not possible. It is possible, but what we need to do, we need to spend some amount of time, and it is very difficult. Look at this. I need to go through one by one, where it is very tedious job, isn't it? Now what I can do, by introducing a data visualization tool called Tableau, we can highlight the respective required data in this way. Okay. Yes. So what does it mean? Yes. Out of bunch of volumes of a data, we can visualize it in an efficient way, so that end users or the different types of managements like top level management, middle level management, low level management, they can they can visualize your organizational data effectively and efficiently. Okay, that is one of the examples. So that is the reason this Tableau is being called as data visualization tool. And also you can also call it as data discovery tool. Yes, you can discover your organizational data over a period of time. Yeah. And it is also called as a self-reporting tool. Yeah. Because let me tell you, end users, yeah, being as a business user, as a non-techie guy, you can also able to generate this kind of a sophisticated reports. That is the reason it is called as self-driven dashboarding reporting solution. Yes, and definitely it is a strong analytical solution, guys. Okay. Now, let me tell you, in a nutshell, Tableau is a data visualization tool where you can able to generate this kind of a dashboards. So dashboard is nothing but better visualizations of a data in a simple words. So with the help of Tableau, you can able to generate this kind of a sophisticated reports. Okay, so that the business, from the business point of view, they can analyze their organizational data. Okay, and they can identify the new growth opportunities, and they can identify the pitfalls of the business, and they can identify the key performance indicators of the business, so that they can take right decisions at the right time in order to survive in their business point of view. Okay. Now you tell me guys, does any of the business is running their day-to-day activities of their business without having this kind of analytics? Definitely no, because the current world is competitive world in terms of the business. So if they have this kind of a strong analytics with them, they can take right decisions at the right time in order to survive their business strategies. Okay. Now look at this. With the help of Tableau, you can also have this kind of reports. Okay. This is just an example. Okay. Just for your understanding purpose. Look at this. Where you can have each and every sales representative and what is their sales revenue, etc., can be identified with an effective visualization. Okay. This is just a reference purpose. Okay, now look at this. Not only this, see, you can also identify how many number of, what is the demand of the home sales with respect to for every 2 years, for every couple of years, how it is fluctuating the demand of the home sales, etc., Isn't it? This is just an example. Now look at this. And you can also identify, look at this, especially in the area of healthcare sector, okay, where you can identify how many number of sugar patients are inflow to the respective hospital and what is their average glucose percentage level, okay, etc. You can also identify in this way, okay, yeah, absolutely, right, and and accordingly you can have a statistics of the respective patients. Yes, that is possible, and you can also compare with what is the current sugar level when you compare with the previous month. Like that, you can have a comparative analysis with respect to the, look at this, like that, right guys, that is one thing. And even, especially in the beverages and some kind of, cool drink, something like that, for every decade, what is the trends is changing behavior and what is their competitive prices, etc. You can also compare it in this way for every decade, okay. Yeah. Now look at this. Even in government sectors, like, to identify the GDP ratio for every 20 years, how it is fluctuating with respect to the current years, with respect to the current year and previously 20 years, how it is there likewise. Not only that, even with respect to to identify the crime rate, to identify, like, say, top 5 crime rate cities, okay, like that. See, look at this. You can also have this kind of a statistical information with the help of this Tableau, guys, okay, right? So the key success behind Tableau is it is very easy to generate. It doesn't mean that only a technical person can able to generate this kind of reports. No, even like the business analyst, the guys from the different technical backgrounds, even from the non-technical backgrounds, they can also easily involve in terms of dealing with these reports because it is purely graphical user interface oriented report, GUI reporting solution. It doesn't require much coding. Okay. Now, you can ask me a question. In what kind of a sectors this Tableau is being used? Yes, this Tableau is being used in various sectors or domains or different types of data behaviors, we can call it as, like banking analytics, okay, education reporting, game development, government analytics, healthcare analytics, investing and wealth management, manufacturing analytics, oil and gas analytics, real estate analytics, retail analytics, science analytics, sports management, and on top of it, supply chain management, nothing but SCM or transportations, we used to call it as logistics, isn't it? And telecommunications, etc. So this is being used across the globe in various sectors. So that is the reason you have plenty of job opportunities with respect to this Tableau because it is being used widespread throughout the globe. Okay, and you can ask me a question. To deal with this Tableau, what is the prerequisite? Yes, the prerequisite is only the basic SQL queries. That's it. Yeah, only the basic SQL queries. Even in case if you are not powerful with the SQL, I am here to take it forward. Okay, yes, I will take care of it. And moreover, Not much coding is involved because it is purely navigation oriented tool. Yes, it's purely navigation oriented tool. Okay. And as I mentioned, even a non-technical persons also can able to easily deal with this. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And who can learn this Tableau? Like the freshers. Okay. Yes, freshers who is completed their studies in order to get their jobs very easily, and students who is pursuing their studies in order to get their immediate placements. This is the best recommended solution. And even experienced persons to enhance the skill set and to grade up their job levels in terms of promotions and to swap your companies, okay, like that, okay. And the cross skills guys who is working already in the ETL and the like in any other reporting solutions. ETL in the sense like Informatica, Data Stage, BODS, SSIS, SAP BW, SAP HANA, and the guys who is working in the reporting world like SAP Business Objects, okay, Cognos, MicroStrategy. In order to swap your platforms, this is the best recommended solution. And moreover, the guys who is fed up with the coding like mainframes, Java, .NET, C, C++, etc., etc. In order to swap the platform, this is the best recommended solution. Okay, and in order to fulfill your on-site aspirations, this is the best recommended solutions because this is being used across the globe with respect to various customers. That is the reason. Okay. Yeah. Now you can ask me a question. Why should I choose as a career option as a Tableau? Why not I can't go ahead with another reporting solutions? Okay. Now look at this. Yes, guys, let me tell you. Tableau is not only a reporting solution. No. Apart from this, we have various reporting solutions available in the market like Cognos, MicroStrategy, SSRS, OBI, WebFocus, SAP BO. These are all traditional tools. Okay, but even you have Spotfire and ClickView. Of course, those are all advanced reporting solutions just like a Tableau. But okay, but it is having their own disadvantages. But Tableau is having their own advantages in terms of basically it is a user-driven dashboarding reporting solution, and in terms of maintenance on cost, it is very low implementation cost. Okay, and with a faster performance, okay, with a faster performance, Tableau is recommended, and Tableau is having their own inbuilt concepts called in-memory. Okay, in-memory tool. Yes. And most of the customers, they are migrating from their traditional reporting solutions to advanced reporting solutions. Okay. Yes. So this is one of the key successes behind the Tableau because it is a user-driven self-reporting solution. Okay. That is the reason. Since Tableau is the masterpiece in terms of dashboarding reporting solutions, you can go ahead with this. That is the reason. Okay. And we have various technical advantages. Those technical advantages we will be discussing whenever we are start up our regular sessions. Okay. Now, look at this. So this is the basic level of a Tableau architecture. The basic level. Where look at this. Where you will be having respect to data sources. Okay. Sources information, and we do have in-memory concept. And with the help of some live connections, we will be interacting with the respective components, and once the respective components report is developed, we'll be distributing through respective users through iPod or Androids or through some kind of a PC browsers, etc., etc., can be distributed to the end users. Okay. Now, under the umbrella of Tableau, we have several product lines or applications respective to Tableau, like the predominant application which we used to use in a real-time point of view very frequently, that is Tableau Desktop. Okay. Yes. Once the report is developed, once the dashboard is developed through Tableau Desktop, we'll be distributing them to the Tableau Server and to Tableau Public and Tableau Online and Tableau Reader. These are all the different applications in order to provide various, apart from the development to other reporting services to the end users. We'll be having these applications. Okay, what are they? One is Tableau Desktop, Tableau Server, Tableau Online, Tableau Public, Tableau Reader. These are all. So only these 5 components are available under the umbrella Tableau. But predominantly, most of the organizations, they'll be using Tableau Desktop and Tableau Server. Okay. Now let me show you one by one, how it behaves and how it behaves their functionalities. Here we go. So let's talk about Tableau Desktop. Okay. Yeah. So what is this Tableau Desktop? Basically, this Tableau Desktop is what? It is exclusively helpful for the development perspectives, where we can able to generate the reports, the dashboards, like applying filters, charts, etc., etc. We can achieve it through this Tableau Desktop. In a nutshell, I can say that this Tableau Desktop is exclusively helpful for modeling and reporting. Okay. Now, let me show you right away how easy to develop a dashboard through this Tableau Desktop. Okay. Let me show you right away, guys. Here we go. Okay. Now look at this. Look at this screen. Okay. I have a utility called Tableau Desktop in my system. Okay. Now look at this. The moment I double click over here, it will try to show me the respective information. Okay. Now look at this. Now, in order to generate a report, you should have the source information, right? Look at this. The Tableau Desktop supports various data sources. Okay. Like Teradata. Okay. Splunk. Okay. SAP Sybase, SAP HANA, okay, Oracle, MySQL, OData, MarkLogix, Mark or Hadoop, SQL Server, okay, IBM, Hadoop Live Data, okay, of Hortonworks, and then Firebirds, Exas Solutions, Amazons, etc., etc. It supports various data sources. It supports more than 50 data sources. Okay, in our example, let me take one of the Excel. Okay, just an example for your reference. Okay, now look at this. What kind of reports I can able to generate? Look at this. Simple, just a drag and drop functionality. These are all the tables I have. Okay, from the respective source information. So simply all what you need to do is just a drag and drop. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Now go to the sheet. So let me give it. Okay. Yeah. Now look at this. So these dimensions and measures is being categorized by the tool itself. Yeah, tool is having that intelligence. Based upon the nature of data, it will be segregated into dimensions and measures. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Simple. Just a drag and drop functionality. Absolutely. Look at this. Yeah. Absolutely. This is the way. See. Do you want to represent the values? Yes. And look at this. Now, do you want to show it in a different representations? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Look at this. Right, guys? This is the way. See, look at it. This is one way. Okay, now, likewise, I can have one more representation. Now, look at this. Okay. For example, let's say I have what? Some sort of a date function. Yeah. And I do have something like, like this. Okay, now, let me place a measure over here. Why not? Now, look at this. I have this sort of information. It's related to what? Year-wise information. Okay. Now, I would like to see quarter-wise sales. Now look at this. Just expand this. Now look at this. You'll be having quarter-wise. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And do you want to swap it with respect to different ways? Now look at this. See, quarter-wise. And then I would like to have year-wise. Look at this. This is the beauty behind it. Okay. You can create miraculous reports, guys. Trust me. Now look at this. This is another set of representation. Now look at this. You can go to month level also. See. This is the beauty of it. Okay. This is just for your understanding purpose. I have shown you this. Okay. Yeah. In this way. Okay. So once the see, this is no coding at all. Very neutralized coding. Okay. All what you need to do is we need to apply common sense. How we can retrieve these things. Something like that. Okay. Yeah. Getting my point, guys. Now look at this. So, but in this Tableau Desktop, right, we have two types of Tableau Desktop. Whatever I have shown you just now, We have two types. One is what? One is personal desktop, which is cost around $1,000. Okay, but in a real-time point of view, we never use this personal desktop because it is having certain limitations and it supports very limited data source. So that is the reason we won't use this most of the time. Real-time point of view. Okay. But it can be helpful for your local, like in your local systems. You can have it and you can do it your own, kind of a practice stuff for your own exploration of your organizational data whenever you have limited volume of data. And we do also have another type of desktop called professional desktop, which costs around $2,000, approximately $2,000 per license. Okay. Yes. In a real-time point of view, we will be using professional desktop only, where it supports more than 50 data sources. Okay. Yeah. And not only that, we can also distribute the reports through mobile applications like your iPhone, smartphones, whatever. Okay. Can distribute it. And in terms of the maintenance or the hardware configuration is required very nominal elements. Okay. Yes. Very nominal elements. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Like it requires only minimum 2 GB of memory and 750 megabytes of minimum free disk space. And moreover, it supports only Windows as well as the Mac operating system because it is purely Windows-based reporting solution. And moreover, it won't support Linux platform. It supports only Windows as well as the Mac operating system. But from the real-time point of view, most of the organizations are with Windows with respect to Tableau. Okay. And we do also have a component called or application called Tableau Server, just like Tableau Desktop. Okay. The first purpose, the Tableau Server is helpful exclusively. The first purpose, the primary purpose is what? It is exclusively for the end users where they can also generate the reports on their own instantaneously with the help of this Tableau Server because it is a URL based application. Okay. With the help of this application, even end users also can able to generate the reports upon their own instantaneously. So whatever the data sources supported by the Tableau Desktop, even Tableau Server also it supports. Okay, that is primary purpose. And it is also secondarily, it is also helpful to distribute the reports. Whatever it is being developed by the Tableau Desktop, it is helpful to distribute to the end users. This Tableau Server is required. Okay, and third purpose is that it is also an admin application. It is an administrative application in terms of creating the users, user groups, access privileges, etc., etc. In order to define that, this Tableau Server is required. Okay, yeah, and this Tableau Server, right? It supports the bits of all the versions of bits. Bits is nothing but like 32-bit and 64-bit versions of Windows. Okay, yeah, and if it is a 64-bit operating system, you need 4 cores of CPU and 8 GB of system memory and 15 GB of minimum free disk space. Okay, see, just like your normal laptop configuration. Okay, and if it is 32-bit operating system, you need to have 2 cores of CPU, 4 GB of system memory, and 15 GB of minimum free disk space. Okay, yeah, right, guys. Now, we do also have another application called Tableau Reader. Okay, so what is the purpose of it? This Tableau Reader is exclusively helpful for the end users where they can only read the dashboards, where they cannot perform any sort of activities on top of it. Okay, let me try to show you this. Okay, yeah. Let me try to open Tableau Reader. This is also exclusively for read-only purpose, where end users cannot perform any sort of activities. Okay, meantime, let me show you. Let it get open. Now look at this. So what I will try to do, I will try to open an existing report through Tableau Reader example, where I can only view it. Apart from that, I cannot do any sort of modifications. Okay. Now look at this. I can only view the reports. That's it. Okay. Now let me open up. Example. Just an example. Okay. Look at this. So beneath this, you have several tabs. Look at this. Yeah. Getting it? See. These reports you can only view it. Apart from that, you cannot do any sort of modifications. You cannot. Absolutely, you cannot do any modification. Okay. Only you can view it. That's it. Okay. This is what Tableau Reader. See. This kind of information can be placed. Okay. See, yeah. You can call a web URL into Tableau dashboard. Absolutely. Why not? Okay. This is the beauty of it, guys. So this Tableau Reader is exclusively Tableau Reader is exclusively for end users, where we can have only the view rights. Okay. Reader, where they can filter, drill down, something like that, but they cannot do any modifications. So that is what the Tableau Reader part. Okay. And even Tableau Public. Okay. So this Tableau Public, basically it is having certain disadvantages, where in terms of you do not have a confidentiality of the data. For example, you might have observed something like, like to get the market expert opinion, right, where we used to have in terms of, election. In terms of elections and to get a budget opinions and all, we used to take experts' opinion, right? So what does it mean? We'll be distributing your organizational data into market. So experts will take those particular data and they will give you their expert's opinion. So in order to capture that kind of information, we'll be using Tableau Public. But in a real-time point of view, it is not being used very regularly because it is having certain constraints in terms of data restrictions. That is the reason. Okay. And we do also have, under the umbrella of Tableau, we do also have a component called Tableau Online. Okay, where all sort of the Tableau maintenance and the development, everything is going to perform on the cloud. Okay, but it requires some additional subscription fees in order to maintain it, guys. Okay. Now, look at this. So this is the basic level architecture. We used to call it as entire client architecture, which is highly scalable, guys. Look at this. You have respective data sources and the data connectors you have it, like the connections and the components like through data server and the vSQL server, application servers and all. Through some gateways, we'll be interacting with the respective, we'll be distributing the reports through respective users through Tableau Desktop or through mobile or through browsers, whatnot. Okay. And see how this Tableau Desktop and how this Tableau Server will integrate with the respective data sources, and ultimately how are we distributing to the end users through mobiles or through browsers or through some PPT, PDFs, whatever. Look at this. This is the basic level of information. Okay. Now, in our course of time, you will be learning end to end with respect to development as well as the administration. So with respect to all these components, you will be getting a thorough professional knowledge. Okay. So in order to get this Tableau Desktop, we'll be giving you 1 year license. Yes. If you enroll with us, we'll be giving you 1 year license with respect to this Tableau Desktop. So where you can explore yourself in a full-fledged way. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So we'll be giving you 1 year license. And if it is respective to Tableau Server, we'll be giving you 15 days of server activity with a free of cost. Okay, we won't charge any additional amount. We'll be giving you 15 days of server accessibility with respect to server. Okay, you can have a practice on your own, right, guys? And once you enroll with us, we'll be giving you a day-to-day video records. Okay, and all this kind of a running notes. Look at this. So where we do also have, okay, in terms of development and administration, you will be having this kind of a running notes, and this running notes will be provided to you, which is end-to-end discussion. Okay, look at this. Starting from the fundamentals of Tableau, we will be discussing till interview level questions. Look at this. Yeah, look at this. This kind of a running notes will be provided with the diagrammatic information for your better understanding. Okay, this is about development, and coming down to administration, we'll be providing this sort of end-to-end information like advantages, disadvantages, all these things you will come to know in a full-fledged way. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes, you will come to know about the deployment procedures. Everything you will come to know it one by one. Okay. And the interview questions along with the answers, exercises, okay, certification guidelines, and everything will be provided to you guys. So this is what the highlights of our, okay,